Hello YouTube, vintage stereo collectors and restorers. Here's the inside view of the Zenith Royal 7000. Real metal chassis. Ferrite bar, I mean it's all stuff that's obvious. So one thing I like about this radio, it's all obvious what things do. A real tuning capacitor. But something that obviously wasn't obvious to somebody else that owned this. Here's the back of the radio, and it has a transformer. There's a couple diodes, drop-in resistor, and a cap right there. And there's two switches on this. There's one that turns the battery tray off. It's over on this side when you plug the cord in. And there's another right here. It's labeled 115 volt, 230 volt. And this radio was set on 230 volt. I'm thinking, that couldn't be. Is that why the volume is so poor on it? Could it have been purchased, set up for for 230 volts, and left that way? It did have a 115 volt cord. So what I want to do is, I'm just going to swing this around. Let's see, gotta get. There's a plug here that allows you to plug on the chassis. But what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to read some voltages first. I have a feeling it's going to make quite a difference. So if we clip onto this cap with a switch set at 230 volt, we have 11.3 volts DC. Okay. I'm just going to unplug and flip the switch. Plug it back in. 13.2. That's cool. Okay, let's plug it in the radio and see what it does. You'd think that being in that position, it would be half the voltage. Hard to say. It should be, but it isn't. I don't know what that is, but let's plug in here. Onto the chassis. We're in the 115 volt position. Plug in the juice. Turn it around, trying to knock anything over. I am going to replace that cap. That's an oldie. So, let's just around a bit more so you can see it. Here we are. Turn on. Let's get into AM. That was the volume issue. Does that seem normal to me now? Let's get the antenna up. I'll grab the thing back here. Why did I catch? Oh, it's back there. Okay. That's right. It's on the lid. I forgot. Okay. We should be able to get some FM. Let me just get onto that. There it is.
They're questions that switch between faith, life, family, music, pop culture, and more. We want you to share your thoughts.
Crazy. And smile even when you wanna die. He said he loved me.
That seems to be a normal volume level. Wasn't that interesting? The things that you find. I'll bet you it was like that for a long, long time. Yeah, it may actually just change two windings around. That's my guess. That's a stiff plug. So, you know, the way this works, one comes from the battery tray. That's the positive. It's actually the negative that gets switched around. That is an interesting cap. So a couple other things I wanted to say about this radio. To get the chassis out, there's screws you take out all around. To get the back off, it's just 3 screws at the bottom and it tips up. You gotta remember to take the lead off the antenna board. So I'm just looking, transistor. I think all these transistors are originals. See, the outputs have 2 green marks, they're matched. But if you look, this does not have a screaming amount of output with these 2 small transistors here. They're push-pull. There is a transformer, I believe, on the other side. A matching transformer. Yeah. You can actually plug this in. This will give you a tuner output. So you plug it in like to a bigger amp. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to pull the chassis out and replace some of the electrolytics just in the power section. But I'll show you that once I get it taken apart and everything. This is just meant to be a short video. Thanks for watching and listening. Pretty funny, huh?